How's it going, everyone? It's DJ, and welcome back to another Skyblock video. And today I'm starting off in this recreation of a video game map that I'm making. I might make this into a video or just stream it while I build it. I don't know. It's not finished yet, though. But anyways, today's video is basically a beginner's guide to Skyblock, or if you're starting a new profile, kind of a beginner's guide through progression on where to start with getting armor and weapons and stuff. Because I recently started a new co-op with my friends. It's like my first time actually starting a new profile other than this massive island that I have, this profile I'm on right now. And so it's like starting all over again, and I've completely forgot how much grinding is involved and stuff, and how weak the early game armor is and stuff. And so I figured I'd make a guide on the best stuff to get with a new profile, or if just starting off Skyblock in general. So like the best armor, the best weapons, you get the idea. And I'm trying a new format for this video as well, so let me know if you like it or not in the comments, if you like this format or not. But before we get into all that, I feel like it's necessary to mention that over 95% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. That number's just going up, and that's not a good thing. So if you're new here or you just haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps with the channel. I'm trying to get to YouTube rank 30,000 subscribers sometime soon, hopefully by the end of this year, maybe early next year, I don't know. That would help so much with the channel, and I really appreciate it. And you can always change your mind if you don't like my content. And without further ado, let's get right in the video. Alright, just going to clarify a couple things before we start real quick. This video is not going to cover dungeon armor or gear at all. If you want to check out that video, I did make a video on dungeon armor progression. If you'd like to check it out, card in the right hand corner right now. And also, once again, new format of the video. I'm going to be just basically throwing images and stuff over Bed Wars gameplay. So if you like this video, comment down below, leave a like, so I know you like this format, and I'll do this format more, because this seems like a pretty fun format to do. Without further ado, let's get right in. So this is more of a guide for new players or people with new profiles. So let's just imagine you just started up your new Skyblock profile, you just got off your island, you're in the hub world, and you're wondering where to start. So the best place to start, I'd say, for armor and weapons is the first weapon you want to get is an undead sword from the weaponsmith. Because this is really good early game, because when you're first grinding combat and stuff, you're mostly going to be killing undead mobs, whether it be the graveyard, the deep caverns. It's mostly going to be undead mobs early game, so it's going to be an excellent choice. So get that with like Smite 5 and a few other enchants when you unlock them. And as for an armor set, right off the bat, just go with iron armor, because it's really easy. You can go to the gold mine, there's no risk in getting it. You're going to have this for a very short amount of time. It's like a temporary armor set, but it works. That's all I can say about it. In vanilla Minecraft, iron armor is pretty good. It's like that's one of the it's not like the best, but it's pretty good. But in Skyblock, it's just kind of there, and you have it for about 5 minutes before immediately discarding it for the next armor set, which I'm going to talk about, which you're going to want to get a Lapis Armor Set. So whether you're grinding, it's not really grinding, because it takes like a half hour to get it full from killing Lapis zombies. So once you unlock, so once again, for new players, you'll basically be progressing through, after you go to the hub, you'll be progressing through the coal mine and the gold mine, and then you'll unlock the deep cavern at mining level 5. And there you'll unlock multiple floors. It's just, once again, I know a lot of people watching this are probably more experienced Skyblock players, but if there's any new people here, I'd like to give a guide for it. So, yeah, you progress through multiple floors, and one of the first floors, or the first floor, other than the top one, is Lapis Mines. And you want to go there, you want to kill a bunch of Lapis zombies, which is what you need that undead sword for. And you want to collect a full set of Lapis armor. You could buy it off the auction house, but 2,000 apiece. But 2,000 coins, 8,000 total, is a lot of money when you first start the game. It can be a lot of money when you first start the game. It's not a lot in retrospect. It's a minuscule amount. Alright, after your adventures in the Lapis Mines and you get your full Lapis set, you're going to want to go down to the bottom levels of the Obsidian Sanctuary and the Diamond Reserve in the Deep Caverns. And you're going to want to try to collect yourself a full Miner's set, because this set will give you a lot of defense when you're underground, which is going to be where you're going to be grinding a lot for your combat and stuff in early game. So this set can be extremely useful, although you won't have it for a super long time, because it's a fairly early game set. It's going to be an excellent set to get when you're just starting off. You can easily knock all this stuff out in like a few hours, I'd say. That's how I was able to do it. Like with Undead Sword, you can just buy and the Lapis and Miner set. You can knock that out in like 2 to 3 hours. And because your Lapis set is going to be really great for everything else above ground for early game. And Miner set when you're underground mining and grinding in the deep caverns is going to be great. Anyways, after spending some time down in the deep caverns for a bit, hopefully you'll have unlocked the recipe for some Hardened Diamond armor and the Enchanted Diamonds, because that's going to be the next armor set you're going to go for, is the Hardened Diamond set, because it is really good. It gives you a lot of defense. It's pretty good for, like, after you get past the super early game phase. It's a pretty decent set you can use for at least a little while before you get some other stuff there. It's a really good set, and also it's pretty cheap on the auction house, I believe. Hang on, I'll be right back. Let me go check. Yeah, it ranges from like 10 to 20,000 per piece. It's super cheap. It's honestly, it's really good. And if you don't even have the recipe, you can just buy it off the auction house. Once again, like I just mentioned there, it's honestly a pretty good set. The late game sword now is pretty early game, honestly, is the aspect of the end. It costs about 170,000 coins, which is going to be a bit of a challenge to get early game. But if you get like some good drops and just in general are smart with your money, you can probably get it after a little while. It's really good for early game, especially when you unlock the end, which I'll talk about very soon. And you can get it, and the ability is one of the best in the game. It lets you like teleport around and stuff. It's really great, honestly. 100% would recommend for an early game sword. Even I think a lot of late game players still use it, not for the damage, just for the ability, because it's great. But yeah, that's all I've got to recommend for a sword for now. I think that's the only other sword, because in my co-op, I'm almost at the point where I have dragon armor in my new co-op, and I've only ever had 2 swords, which are the undead sword and the aspect of the end. And let's move on to one of our next armor sets, one of the last ones before the end of this video, because I'm only going to go up to about the dragon armor phase, because that's about where you'll reach mid-game, I assume, or late early game, when you get yourself a set of dragon armor. So the next armor set you're going to want to go for is the Ender armor, because after you reach combat 12, after grinding down in the deep caverns for a bit, you're definitely going to be in the end grinding combat XP instead, if you are even grinding combat XP, because I assume you will be, because combat is probably one of the most important skills in the game. Was a mouthful, I did that all in one breath. Anyways, so yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the end doing combat to get to combat 16, 18, whatever you're getting to. Especially combat 16 for dragon armor, but you're definitely gonna want Ender armor as your stats are doubled in the end, and it is just overall a great set for early game. The Ender armor it's just overall really good. It's got good stats, doubles in the end. Just honestly, it's just amazing. I can't say much more than that. I'm just rambling saying it's really good. It's really good. Trust me on that. It's just great. Plus, paired with the aspect at the end, just perfection. For early game at least. The final armor set I'm going to be mentioning in this video is the dragon armor. Well, just dragon armors in general. I'm going to clump on one here because there's a few I'm going to mention in here, because they're all the same similar price except for like strong, and superior, of course. I'm not going to mention superior because that's a bit of a later game, but there's about 3 sets I'm going to be 4 maybe I'm going to be mentioning here. I suggest starting with the unstable set, as it's really great. It's all around good with your crit chance, crit damage, and then it gives you the health and defense, of course. Fairly decent with that, and also it's one of the cheaper sets. Young set is really great for just kind of speed if you want to zoom around and get stuff done fast, which is great. I was just putting that one on hold for later, though. And also the wise set is excellent for mana. I'd suggest, if you're just starting off early game, you want to go with one set to start, I'd suggest the unstable set, as it's very cheap. And because it's about 150k per piece, which is fairly cheap in general. And if you're getting like really far and you're grinding zealots and you're getting a lot of luck with zealots, I'd suggest buying a strong dragon armor set, as that is the second best armor set, dragon armor set after superior, which is just very expensive. I had at one point, I don't have it anymore. But that is one of the best armor sets that's when you're going to progress to mid-game, is when you get your strong dragon set, which is great. And that's basically it, yeah. That's going to cap it off for my early game armor and sword and weapon guide. I just mentioned 2 swords, really. It was more of an armor progression. I'm going to just say in the video title that it's an armor progression guide, because I had some weapons in there as well, but it was mostly just armor. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe once again, and I will see you guys in the next one.